Hello, hello, hello. I have music in my ear, so I'm not sure. It says we have an excellent connection, but I don't see any video yet, so... Okay, I am broadcasting with a new... There we are. With a new audio interface. So, this has been a mess. Trying to learn a whole new system here. I know you can't hear me talk when I have my hands over my mouth. Yeah, it's just one of those things I do every once in a while. Okay, let's see if we can get the top here to. Because of you. We gotta get the video right. Now it's chopping off a little bit of my head. Okay. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay. This is the song we're gonna work on. It's called Because of You. And this one, I already have a video. I've been busy. I have been very, very, very busy. I've been like working so hard on music that I go to bed with a headache at night. Because my ears are just so tired. I've been last few nights just going to bed with a headache, and my eyes get all very sore. But I have been writing a lot of music, and I hope you can hear me. Been writing a lot of music, and I hope the music isn't too loud, and I think we've got a good setup here now. So we are in Cakewalk, and I am sorry that it's been a while since I broadcasted. My Flock of Angels website has been keeping me very, very busy because there's been a lot of changes. And so, Robin, great. I want to make sure that I don't have any echoes. The music is not overpowering, but it's loud enough so you can enjoy it. This is Cakewalk. It's been a while. I'm going to try to come back in with making some more models. I bought some new things lately, some stuff for my model's eyes. I have just been really busy. I wrote 3 songs like in three days. I think it was actually 4 songs. 4 songs in like 3 days. Yeah, 4 songs in 3 days. And then I made 2 of them. And I have a third one starting. That's going to have a very pretty sound in it. And so, yeah, there's just been a ton of stuff to do. So, at this point, what I'm working on today is dubbing vocals. And usually I don't use dubbing vocals, okay? And dubbing vocals are when you sing something twice or 3 times, and you sing it the same thing 3 times. And as you can see, I have three vocal lines here. Let's give these some different colors. Let's give this one red for the main vocal, and this one will be blue. Now these 3 vocals, this right here is the main vocal. This one I sung a while back, like almost 8 years ago. But I'm trying to revamp this song so it's ready for a video, and it was definitely not ready to put it in a video. I already have the video for it. I have already edited the video to this song, but I have to get the song ready. And so welcome to everybody to the the one person now. I guess everybody left. But Robin, the most important person. I think you're still here, Robin. And so these 3 tracks, so 2 dubbing vocals. I have one for the left ear, one for the right ear, and then one for in the center. Now, I'm going to go on YouTube because I don't do dubbing a lot. I think that's what you basically do is you put one vocal in the left ear, one in the right, and one in the center. But I'm wondering if it's better to just put them slightly to the right, slightly to the left. And I bet, well, thanks for sticking around. Somebody came back. Welcome. Please subscribe and like the video. Somebody's already liked my video. Thank you. So the thing is that when you sing a dubbing vocal, it has to be exactly, it can't be close. It has to be exactly, not exactly, precisely, because you've sung it again. So you're going to add different tones and colors into the second singing and the third singing that you didn't have in the first one. Certain inflections and so, and a style and a certain maybe groove or jive that's a little bit different. And so, but the timing and the pitch and even the volume has to be fairly consistent so that the main vocal can shine, but the other vocals are going to peek out and just kind of give the main vocal a little bit of color, a little bit more interest, okay? And so now I have done these main vocals quite a bit already. And so here is the main vocal line, and if you notice, okay, what I'll do, you can hear all 3 of them because I have the dubbing vocals kind of louder than they will be, so I can hear all 3 of them when I work here. And see, now the main vocal I'm going to make gray because I don't really want to touch that. But the backup vocals, the dubbing vocals, I would like to have as yellows so that I can tell the difference. And I'm probably going to do some stuff with the main vocal, but could have sat waiting for a phone that never rings. So now you can see, now my main vocal, it has a funny tone to it. I don't know why. I think I may have actually sung this vocal when I had a, what's it called? I had a EMU 1616M audio interface, and it, for some reason, the lead vocal just has a funny tone to it. It's not bad, but it doesn't sound as natural. You've been there. And if you listen to the dubbing vocals, they sound a lot cleaner, and they don't sound as kind of, I don't know, wonky sounding. When I needed you most, you've let me see. Now these I've already done. You were always close to me. So that's why I came in here. I said, okay, well, I'm doing a kind of a process that I've not shown everyone yet. So I figured I would.
The sun shines every day because of you. You chase the storms away.
Okay, now here is where I've stopped. You can see where this one, it looks like the dove, except for this one note, which I believe that actually does go up that high. So my voice, it's just that it's all in one note, and sometimes it reads it as higher or lower. But as you can see, I have lined them up perfectly, even though the gray one is going a little bit in its own way. It's not. But then all of a sudden, when we get to here,
you chase the storms
it
away.
just looks like everything is off here. Okay, it's all around. And that's where I stopped. So now I have this interesting ability. Thank you for the likes. Okay, so I have this very interesting uh, little ability here where you see they're over. This is when they're supposedly supposed to be over top of each other. Okay, and this is when, but as you can see, they're not. And when I click on this little button down in the right hand corner, let's turn this on so you can see where my mouse is a little easier. Okay. Well, I didn't think you were supposed to make the screen all this this color. Okay, that was the spotlight on, I guess. Now you can see there's this little yellow thing around. It helps you to see where I am, what I'm working on. It's kind of distracting to me because I'm not used to having it on, but okay. And you can see where it sort of follows and where everything begins at roughly the same time, but these ones are not. And so now this little button down in the corner, it because they're over top of each other, sometimes it's difficult to see like if they're beginning at the same time or ending. And when I click this little, I call it display button, but they call it spread unison tracks. But I just call this process splaying them. And it allows me to see that, say, this one right here hasn't been split there. Okay, this one hasn't been split, and it looks like it gets split about there. Okay, and otherwise these look like they've all been split properly. Now I might need to split these little endings. No, it doesn't look like I'm going to need to, but I may need to split them so that I can resize them. These little things that look like kind of like a worm, those are like S's and consonants that get that are spoken, and so sometimes it's and then this is breaths. We don't want the breaths in here, not for the backup vocals, because the backup vocals, when you add breaths like that, it just overwhelms the music and it can become tiring. Monty, welcome to this Cakewalk tutorial. And happy Valentine's Day, belated Valentine's Day to you guys. Welcome. So now this is where they're supposed to be over top of each other, so I'm going to just kind of move them around a little bit here. This here, that there, this here, and hopefully it's going to sound.
You chase the storms away.
Okay, now there's a problem here in the main vocal that I probably do need to fix, and that's this here. All right, now we'll go back to this. The reason why I make the main vocal gray is so that I know because that vocal is kind of like written in stone, and and so I don't really want to touch that too much. So let me see if my if I can still mute my mic. See if it's okay. It looks like it does. Okay, so so now you can see. Now I'm going to try to zoom in a little more on this, and so we can really see what we're doing. And you might call this cheating. It is in the in the 60s and all. In order to do this, they cheated too. don't don't get me wrong, but the way they did it in the 60s and all the way down to the first recordings was if it wasn't perfect, they sung it again and again and again and again and again until they got it right. And so I don't and there is a there's a drawback to that. And besides that, okay, when they recorded their vocals, they usually had about 5 engineers, sound engineers, uh, there to turn the knobs and check everything and make sure and say, sing, and tell them exactly when to sing and all of that. They had like 4 or 5 engineers telling them what to do. Sound engineers. I have one, and that's myself, okay? And so I don't have any engineers. And, the engineers later would then take the tapes and they would splice the tapes. They would do whatever. They would run it through little pitch processes. They would do all kinds of secret, like, uh, proprietary things to the waves to get them to work right. And so technically they had a lot of these things, same things. But with me, if what's an advantage to it is that instead of having to sing it again, what's nice is I can take what may have been a better take, where I sung it with a lot more feeling and a lot more tone, but that one little note was out. And rather than having to sing it again and possibly not have as much feeling in tone, oh, but the note is in, okay, that I can come in and I can just take that take that I sung and really put a lot of emotion and feeling into it and just tweak that one little note that's out of pitch. And that's so it's not really cheating, it's just different, okay? It's just things are just different. They're not necessarily now here's another one where my main vocal hasn't been cut. I don't think. Let's see. Here it is. Yeah, see, this main vocal needs a little bit so that we know what it is here. So, yeah, a lot of people and also if they didn't sing so in tune back then, and if you really listen to the old recordings, You got to use your ear and all, but they're not that perfect. And their pitch is all over the place, and you don't notice it because people just that's what they did. I mean, and I am not going to mention any. I could tell you some places in songs where the singers are just horribly out of pitch. And they were hit number one hits. So and it's not to diminish from what they did and all, but they're the best singers in the world put out albums that almost every one of them did. They put out albums that were out that their voice was meandering all over the place, and all you have to have a good ear to notice that, to say, oh, this is just out. But let's see what we got here.
You chase the storms away.
So that looks like it's in.
You chase the storms away.
Now there's something here in this away. So one of them isn't quite right. So this is why I can splay these out. Now it looks like what's happened here is this one right here. Well, let's put that over there so I can put this one over here. Now let's see what we can do here. Now we bring this and this here.
You chase the storms away. You chase the storms away because.
Okay, so and you just it's not like well, only my ears hear that or anything. No, you can just turn on the radio and listen. And these old songs, uh, and you might say, well, that's because they were out of tune and all, and say, well, that was because it was the singer's interpretation of it. Like sometimes when I sing, I think it's nice to meander around the pitch, to and to to all right, all that comes to mind is the song is the line by I just close my eyes again and climb upon the Dreamweaver train. You know, when on that line, I just close my eyes again. It's just like to kind of meander around the pitch instead of I just close my eyes again. It's to slightly meander around the pitch, and and every time I do that, um, I really find, you don't sing it perfectly on pitch and you do bend up to the notes, but you don't, but you really need to be on nail that pitch and not slowly meander around it because you can hear that. You can hear that it's not quite there. And so you think that, oh, they're just interpreting it. It's the way they're interpreting it. um, it's no, it's just wrong. They're just wrong. Their pitch is just wrong, and so it's out. And there's no other really way to say it, but it's out. And so,
Our dreams take flight because of you.
all right, now you can see this one goes way long. Like this is where the main vocal ends, but you can see that was go. This one's going out also. We're going to try to grab them both and bring them in here. Now you can see this isn't quite lining up. And neither is that. And I'm not sure what is up with this. Okay, we're going to get rid of these two breaths. And we're going to make this a little bit... Okay.
Flight because of you.
Now let's see if they're in pitch. Okay, let's double check.
Because of you.
Okay, now these are bending down. That one. And I'm going to try to...
Because of you.
Now I'm going to take this one here, because the main vocal doesn't appear to bend down like that. I don't want these.
Because of you.
Okay. Because that one little ooh, like where it bends down there, will be you'll hear that. You'll hear that. Where that one vocal on the left kind of, it doesn't go because of you, it goes because of you, you know, and it's just there. You'll hear that. It's there. They have to be that precise, and you know, I could just re-sing it and say because of you instead of saying because of you. You know, the way I sung that, and then we'd use that take instead, or I could just fix it. You know. So it's not like a lot of, I re-sing a ton of lines. I am constantly re-singing lines. Okay, so this needs a little cut here. And let's see what else needs cuts. This needs a cut here. About here. I should have cut the top one first, the bottom one first. Undo this one here, I guess. And then this one. And then this needs a cut here. And here. And it looks like we need cuts here. Yeah. And now these are too long. Length. Okay, actually they can go out to about there. And this needs a cut here. Now let's see what it looks like. Wow, they're almost lined up. Just a few little spots here and there. This goes down. That goes down. This goes up here. Alright, this is going to go down. We're going to click on all of these, and when I double click on them, it just kind of puts them into their little pitch corrals. Now it's the timing we need to fix. So, and I'm not sure if I'm doing this right, because I kind of guessed at where they needed to be cut, as you could see. Alright, now here we got a problem with this. We've got to be able to do this. Breath can go a little bit more here. Now when I stretch it, it'll squish in the breath, the S in there. Oh, we need another one here. Very good. Yes, see, this is these are three different vocal lines, and the reason why I'm doing all three is so that it fattens out the sound. And the main vocal here, the main vocal is this gray one, okay? And so I need these other vocals to kind of fatten out the sound. I just don't, and I don't usually use, I usually can pull the song off with just my vocal and not have to rely on another vocal like this. But in this particular case, I just don't think my voice, this old vocal that I don't want to re-sing, I just don't think it's pulling, it's accomplishing what I want it to do. And so what I'm going to do is at the beginning of the song where it starts out here, all right?
Lonely nights don't seem so
All right, at the
lonely.
beginning, you can't start out a song with like three voices in unison, okay? Because it doesn't sound right, because it sounds like all of a sudden a whole choir comes in at the beginning. Even though they're all singing exactly the same thing, you can't do it because it just sounds, when it comes in, it's so noticeable. So at the very beginning of the song, I turn the dub vocals down.
Lonely nights don't seem so lonely. Empty days
All
don't
right,
seem
so
so
it
empty.
sounds,
Could have cried a river of
all
tears,
right,
but my
and you let it play,
eyes
and
are
then you bring it
dry.
in a little bit like this.
Could have sat waiting for a phone that never rings.
See, this is how you do it.
Could have lost sight
And then as the song
of
comes
so
in more,
many beautiful things.
you can bring it in some more. There's the harmonies now are going to come in.
You've been
Where are the harmonies? Harmonies. What happened? Whoa. When I turn on the harmonies, everything. Okay, the vocals. Solo. And where's the main voice?
for a phone that never rings.
The thing is that I have used this program, this Cakewalk program, since before Windows, since MS-DOS, okay? I know how to use this program really, really, really well, okay? And I've not just used it since then, I've used it like every day since then. Almost every day, of my life since way back before Windows. And when it first came out, and before I was making music with computer programs, before Cakewalk was made, before this program was made. So, and now here it is, almost, I think, close to 30 years later, and I'm still making music in this, and I have hundreds of songs that I've made in this. So I'm doing this because I really know how to do this. I know how to use this program really well to successfully make music with it. And there are people out there that are stuck. They just don't know how to get started. And so this is it. This is why I'm doing this. And there are people who have used it for years. All right, Joshua, you have a wonderful day. Best wishes to you. And thanks for the compliment. Thank you very much. It's nice to know that somebody thinks I'm handsome and talented. You are very nice to say that. And I bet you're very nice and talented too, and handsome. So you take care. And I will be here. I'll be here if you want to stop in again. Please like and subscribe to this channel. I need subscribers.
Could have lost sight.
So back to the song here. It's obviously not right. So we're going to line these up now. And so it's got to come out where that S starts. This has got to come out here. And these have got to come out here. And here. And this has got to go there and there. And then they've got to end at the same place. This can go, and this is going to come here. Let's see. Because
of you.
All right.
Because of you.
Now let's make sure they're all on top of each other. Yeah, let's do this. Now I may come back and try to line. See, this gray one is obviously.
Because of you.
I may try to now. So we're going to go here now. This is just terrible. Look at this.
Sad days seem.
It sounds like they're kind of there, but they're not. And okay, now this here, these have got to be cut here. And this one has got a problem here. It's got to be cut here. Let's turn one of them off. That's the wrong one. All right, I guess that one is already cut. All right, so we just have to now line them the way they're supposed to look. Now, some of these I didn't sing this way. Okay, this may not work.
Sad days seem. Sad days seem.
Okay. This has got to go like this.
Sad days seem.
All right. Which one are we on? Yeah. So, but, you know, it's just, I'm not following, I'm not the kind of person who just follows some sort of expectation of what I'm supposed to do. And the reason why I don't is because I have been doing this so long, and I am actually quite successful at it. And I have a lot of music that I have created through Cakewalk. I don't use other DAWs, and you know, you'll constantly see other people all of a sudden, you know, they're all interested in Cakewalk, and it's like they're going to be the, let's see what this is. Okay, this is just on my keyboard clicking when I
Sad days seem.
All right, so yeah, I'm into Cakewalk for the long run, and you're not going to all of a sudden come in and find me using Reaper or Studio One or something like that. I'm a true blue Cakewalk user. I've tried those other DAWs, and they were so you know, Pro Tools. I've tried them all, and they just don't have what Cakewalk has, and so it's that simple.
Sad days seem.
Now, this kind of goes down a little bit, but I'm not going to make. Why not here? Let's put a. Like, I have to see where they end. Now let's cut these a little bit.
To vanish. Sad days seem.
Now it lets them come down a little bit. I'm not going to bring them all the way down there.
Sad days seem.
Okay, now we have another little clip, another little distortion there.
sad days seem to vanish.
All right, we're ready for this one. So yeah, I am a Cakewalk person all the way. So that is what's going to happen here. Is you're going to see that this is my program, and now in this process, so when when it gets into the chorus part, that is when these overdubs are going to be, and the harmonies and all of those, that's when they're really going to shine. Okay. Now you can see when I do that. Oops, edit undo. Now there are two undos. This is the one for Melodyne, and this is the one for Cakewalk. Never accidentally go edit undo up there, okay? Because it might even undo your whole Melodyne, depending on the last thing you did. It's not the right undo. Okay, now we're gonna bring these out like that. To vanish away.
To vanish away.
All right.
To vanish away.
All right. All right. Now you can see these gray ones are not quite there. I'm going to go back in, and I am going to re-edit that to see if it's possible.
You turn emptiness.
But they almost work without messing with them. So I'm going to see. I'm not sure yet now. DNS, see, this one's got to come out to here. This one's got to come in, but not much. Now this one, you can see the S. I held the S longer than the others. I'm not going to bring it all the way in because this is a very trailing. It's probably my braces. Yeah, I have braces. It's been so difficult trying to make S's with my braces. But I've had to pull it off for the last 3 years. All the last songs I've made, the last 3 years, I've had to sing with braces on my teeth. Yep, I cannot wait to get these off. So, yeah, I have braces. You turn emptiness
into bliss.
into bliss. Okay, this is going to go get a cut. Now I'm going to see if this is going to be feasible to do this. Now this is very strange now, because when I do this here, you can see that these two these need to be here, and this goes down here, these go here. This was really
into bliss.
Okay, this has got to go up.
Into bliss. Into bliss.
I'm going to do this number.
Into bliss. Into bliss. Into bliss.
Those are a little bit long. Now I've just... Okay, I've got to get this fixed. This one needs to be cut there, straightened out there, brought in here. I'm I'm going to take this and just chop that little S off a little bit.
Into bliss.
Okay, I'm going to save it. Now, I've only got about 15 more lines left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12. All right, so to do. I did half of them before I even came on here, so I was really. But this, I do this also to show the tedium. Okay, that this it takes a lot of. It's very tedious work, and you know, it's like something's missing here. Part of this sound is missing. So I'm going to have to.
I never knew. I never knew.
I never knew. Okay, I'm going to have to re-sing this. Okay, we're just going to get rid of that. And this is dub vocal right. Let's bring my mic into the picture. Hello, hello. Hey, hey, hey. I never knew. All right, let's see what we got here. That would be here. Right. I never knew. Okay. I never knew. I never knew. Okay, let's see what we got here. Now let's take all these solos off.
You turn emptiness
Into bliss. Okay. I never knew. Wow, that's loud. Let's see if it worked. You know what? That's it. Notorious. Cakewalk is notorious for just not recording. That's what happened right there. It made the wave, but it just didn't record it. Delete. Okay.
you turn emptiness.
Okay, that's the wrong one. Edit. Undo, delete. Edit, undo, mute, unmute. This is the one right here. Come on, Cakewalk. All right, that's. Delete that. Delete this. And there's a little bit of a piece on the end here. Okay.
Into bliss.
Hopefully it'll work. I never knew. What? What in the heck is that? I think I've got to have this monitor thing on. Maybe. I never knew. Okay, it's not going to let me. It's listening to. What have I got to do to get it to listen to me? I never knew. I never knew. All right, that's just recording the whole thing. I think I've got to go into here. Turn this off just for a moment. Live cast off. I never knew. Okay, that's not quite enough. Edit, undo. I think you can still hear my mic, but you can't hear the music. I never knew. All right, there we go. Now let's go back into live cast. Now I'll turn the music back on. Hello. Now, I think this gives us our wave we need. Bring that over here. All right, let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of this little piece here. Okay, right click, region effect. Let's add that into the Melodyne multiverse. Okay. These little things are kind of helpful. This is a Steinberg audio interface that I'm using. And so, come on, Cakewalk, do it. Says it's busy. Busy, busy, busy. It may have just locked up. No, it looks like it's trying to do something. Let's give it a moment to do it, to finish thinking. Sometimes these things can take like 5 minutes for Cakewalk to come back. It hasn't been happening with the Steinberg because it's like USB 3.0. They have really good drivers and all, but let's just leave that open. Come back, Cakewalk. Now when this thing there it is. Wow. Thank you, Cakewalk. Let's save this so we don't have to go through this again. That's what I just sung. Let's give it a little more volume. Okay, now let's fix the pitch. Let's see how it sits on top here. Oh, I must have been a little flat when I sung it. Because these ones are just one, they're one down. Okay, Cakewalk is freaking out again. It looks like these are off too. It's almost like I moved them all off. Come back, Cakewalk. Come back. Okay, I'm going to move my glasses out of the way. Okay, these, where are my, where's my glass case? These glasses, oh, no, not that. These glasses go in the glass case. There, we're back. Okay, now let's put the glass case over here. My magnifying glasses. And now I'm getting this ready just in case I have to do some things. Eric video, okay, the main stream, that's how we turn that off, okay. That should still work. Alright, now, where is the I Never Knew? Okay, Cakewalk is really freaking out. That's what I thought. I may have to close Cakewalk and reopen it. It didn't like me switching that and doing that little recording. These are multiverses, okay? Like I said, and all of these things bringing something in from a parallel universe and trying to get them. For 2 years, Monty. Excellent. 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 Well, I hope this is helping. You know, you don't have to have, 30 years in Cakewalk. You just have to be dedicated to learning it. That's it. And because, like, I know people who are guitar players who they like played guitar for 3 years, and they were doing some really complex, like Leon Redbone guitar, jazz guitar stuff that was just amazing with 3 years, stuff that I can't do. And I've been playing guitar since I was 12. So you can learn it, and you can make great stuff with it. And you don't have to make music. You can just make great tutorials if that's what you want to do. Now, I have a feeling this Cakewalk is, yeah, Cakewalk is now in limbo. So I am going to have to close it down, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm going to turn off my stream for a moment here, the game capture, because I'm not sure what I have. Okay, we're going to just close Cakewalk. I think as soon as it comes back, I'm going to save it. And I think I'm going to save it. So yeah, you can learn a lot. What I'm doing with Cakewalk, it may be slow, and it may be like, but the thing is like there are other tutorials that are out there. They're going to teach you to do how to do one or two things, and that may be, and those one or two things, you may not use them very often either, and it's almost better just to know they exist, and when you need to do them, go back and watch the video and then do it, and eventually they'll sink in and become a regular part. Now I have to close Cakewalk. I'll wait for the program to respond. So but I think watching something for hours, where somebody's making a song, and it may be a little bit boring, but it allows you to really kind of get the feel of creating something. Now, I'll take you on a little tour of this song. This song has a ton of stuff in it. It's not as big. I'm not, bragging and saying, oh, look at how many tracks, because there are songs out there that have hundreds of tracks. Luckily, my drum track is only 2 tracks. But this song has this guitar part that's in it. I have it very quiet. This has a convolution. This is a convolution pad. Oh, it won't let me play it right now. I just have to close Cakewalk and open it back up so it's in the right multiverse again. The right universe. I have so many things. I have the audio coming out of this computer, going into another computer, and broadcasting over the internet. Please leave likes on my video. Excuse me. It helps YouTube to know that people are actually watching this. Maybe they'll send it out to more than 20 people. So this channel I've been struggling at for a long time to get. Okay, I think I can save this right here. Yes. All right, now we're going to close this down. All right, that's that. Now when we give it just a moment to close down. Cakewalk. There we go. Now it's going to open back up and in the right multiverse. This song has a ton of stuff in it. And like what I'm putting my vocals through, it's very complicated. Um, it is I didn't get much sleep last night. I was tossed and turned all night. I went to bed with a horrible headache. I had to take a Benadryl because I had a headache. And I know it's allergies and all. So, all right, this is loading up. This is loading from a solid state hard drive, and it's still taking a long time to load. So this is and it's not so much because of the wave files that are in it. It's because of all of the effects. And this song has so many effects running through it that it's just absolutely every track. And right now I still probably have only a third of the effects that this song needs before it's done. So everything has to be perfect, and so I will take you down through a real quick synopsis of what's in this song. As soon now, let's see, will it play? All right, well, so we're back in the same universe now. Now this is the Spanish guitar here. All right, this is a Spanish guitar part. This is one of my least favorite things because it just doesn't sound right to me. You can hear my chair squeaking in the background. It's just, but this is what I still remember the chair I had. This, it was like an old wooden office chair that swiveled and had leather seat. It was just, I can still hear that chair. Okay, so now this I have True Iron on. True Iron. I don't understand this True Iron that well, but what it does is it adds these kind of amp harmonics into the sound, and it just makes it a little more present and a little hotter sounding. And I usually use True Iron only like on the vocal, and I use it on solo instruments. So just so they will peek out of the mix a little bit because they have these kind of harmonic spikes in the sound, okay? Now I use Vocal Rider on this, and that's because it rides like the overall volume of the so when this plays, you can see it's like it's riding the volume. So that it's always at the top of the music. Okay, now then, and I use Vocal Riders so that the sound is kind of consistent, and then I run it through Neutron 3, and I just run the Mix Assistant, and the Mix Assistant sets up the equalizer and all of these parts of the, and I think I'm going to bring this down a little bit, in the compressor, and all right, now, then I have these Spanish guitar fills, and these are. Now I played these, It's just in my mind. It was like, okay, what does it need in these spots? And so I just kind of came up with. And so these are just little tracks that they're fill parts for. And these probably could use Vocal Rider also. So let's give them a little bit of Vocal Rider to make them more consistent. All right. So let's see what if it's how it's going to respond. See, it makes them.
Because of you, the sun shines every day. Because of you, you chase the storms away. Because of you, our dreams take flight. Because of you.
Okay, so that's the Spanish guitar. And then we have this convolution pad. It's very low underneath. And it's not running through the whole song. It's just in like the parts, like in the chorus parts. And some parts, it's just something to kind of go underneath the whole song, okay?
Because of you.
And then this gives it kind of this, it gives it a more modern feel. This sound, it gives it like a pop feel. I think a little more air on this.
A lone star shines at night. Because of you.
Now I Now I might put another pad here in here. Now I do have another organ that's a pad. So, and then the acoustic guitar, and this is the weakest part of the whole song right here. It's just, I recorded this on a mic that was just like on its last leg. It was just a horrible and I recorded on a really rotten guitar. It was just nearly dead. The strings, everything about this. So I pretty much have it so low that you can't even hear it in the song. And I may, before I put this song out, I may actually re-record this on a guitar with some nice new strings on a good mic. Okay, this is horrible. It's just it hurts my ears just to hear it like this. It's like so boxy sounding, and it's like I think I used my fingers instead of a pick. It just doesn't have, and it's got the very worst of the high end and the very worst of the low end put together all in one horrible, horrible, horrible track. And so, and that's one thing about music, is if the track doesn't sound good alone, it's not going to sound good in your song, even though everything else covers it up. If it doesn't sound pretty alone, it's not going to sound good in the song, okay? Just sounds horrible. This is a horrible track. It should sound really nice and clean, and the pick should sound nice and articulate and not kind of flobbying on the guitar. It's just horrible. So now these are harmony tracks. All the harmony tracks. I've got them turned down low. So there's a bunch of harmony tracks here, and there's, like, as you can see, there's this harmony, that harmony track. They're all singing different parts. And then these are the main harmony ones. And then these are just like kind of higher notes and other notes and double pitches and stuff, just to give it a sound like a choir. Like when I go, because of you, it needs to sound like a choir, okay? And so that's why there's all these harmonies. Now, then we get to the brass. Here's the brass. Gotta have, it's kind of like a Spanish sounding song. Now this has no effects on it yet. It has no compression. It has no EQ. This has to be EQ'd down here. And it needs to be compressed. And it's too loud. You don't want this to, I don't allow this to go over green, okay? I don't let it go into the yellow. It allows me to have enough headroom, and I just don't like, when it goes into yellow, to my ears, it sounds harsh. Like it's approaching that level where it's starting to distort, and it bothers my ears. So I keep it at green. All of my tracks at green here. And if it goes into yellow, I bring it down a little bit. And then it's got to go into this and come out at the same pitch. So it's got to, these green lights have to be, they have to be blinking at the same intensity of green, okay? And this looks like it's a little high, because this one was, on the high parts, was getting a little bit. All right, now I'm going to also add iZotope. We're going to add Neutron 3. And I'm going to let Neutron... So what I do is I just give it... I never let it go up any of my tracks. For compression, I always have this. It's usually about here and there, almost on every track. That's how I compress it. I'll leave a little bit of attack uncompressed. And the reason why I do that is so that the transient can stick up above the compressed area, and letting the transients peak up above the compressed area gives the song a little bit more transparency. You don't want the tracks all flattened out. So you always leave a little bit of time for the transient to come in through here. Okay, always, never bring this all the way down and have it attack immediately. Always leave a little bit of space for the transient to come in and be uncompressed, okay? And then, then it's very important. And then this one, this input, you bring that so it never peaks above -4. So this is where you set this. And so when you hear the trumpets come in, all right, I think I'm on a different track. All right, now you make sure See, it's that it goes to never above. See, that went above 4, and that's why it sounded a little bit harsh, because you don't want it to go above 4, because then it's really squishing your sound. It's taking the fidelity out and flattening it too much. So for years, these were all 4 of these were all over the place. I thought, sometimes have them up, slow attack and a quick release, and finally I realized that on every single track that I compress, they're always like this. It's let the transient go through. Even on drum tracks, you don't have a quick release. You let the drum finish, let it compress the whole sound of the drum. And when the next drum comes in, you don't want it attacking again, and you just want the attack to kind of still be there. So you don't want it coming in and attacking, releasing, attacking, releasing, attacking, releasing. You want it to just kind of attack at the beginning of the drum track and kind of maintain so that it has the same roof. So it's not attacking and releasing, and then another attack and release, and another attack, and they all have different roofs. So you keep the release there, so that it always has the same roof. And that's the thing. You want all of your tracks to always have the same kind of roof. So you pretty much always set them like this. You set your attack so it's a little bit like this. Release is about here always. And your input depends on your signal never going above -4, ever. You don't want it to go above -4 ever, or else it's going to sound squished. Okay, see, so that was close to it. Now, and then once you get these 3 set, then you turn this off and on again, and off and on again, to make sure that it's like, if I go like this, and notice how it got quieter when I turned it off? That means it's not set. But they have to be the same. So when I turn this on and off, now it's a little bit quieter. So they're the same. And when they're the same, then this will blink the same. And then you're ready to go down to your EQ. Now with the EQ, you always cut like around here for all your tracks, except for the bass track and the drum track. The bass drum track goes about here, and the bass track goes all the way, so you cut from here up to here. So the bass track goes so this goes all the way down. This is for your bass guitar. This is for your drums. And then all the other tracks get cut here, about here. And you listen to them, though, because if it's the voice and it's down in here, you're going to be chopping off a little bit of the voice, the bass off the voice, and a little bit of bass off your pianos, like the low pianos and things. But you listen to it. You don't want to chop all the warmth out of it. You just want it just a little bit to give some room to the bass and the bass drum. Okay, so that's how you'd set them, and these should both be blinking about the same. And then once these 2 are done, then you can set your track volume. Okay, now if you go in here and if this is yellow like that, that's where you set this as the gain coming into your it comes out of your channel, your gain here, goes into here, goes down through all of these, comes back out, and goes into your channel here, and then it comes out and goes through your bin, okay, through your effects, and then it comes out and comes into your bus, and then through your bus channels, and then out and into the master. That's the path that it goes, okay? I'll do that one more time. I'll tell you that one more time, okay? It plays the wave file and it goes to this gain, all right? Comes out of the gain, goes into the compressor, in through all of these, comes out of here, goes to your channel volume, okay? Then it goes into your effects bin and through all your effects. Then it comes out and it goes into your if you have a bus where it's going to go to, it comes into the bus through here. You leave this input gain at 0. And because if it's coming out of this, you just I don't mess with the input gain here. I always leave that at 0. I just change the output gain because usually it's below. It's not going to come in peaking, okay? Unless you do something in your effects bin that, leave one of your outputs really high, it's not going to come in here peaking, okay? So I just leave this input gain. And then it comes into this, so it comes out of your effects and into your input gain. I mean, you're out into this and you use the output volume here. And then it comes out of the output volume and into your effects and goes through your effects chain. And then it comes out of the effects chain and into the master. It goes, and that's through this output here, where you say where it's going to go. It'll go out of the effects chain and into wherever you set this output. Okay, so now let's make sure that I didn't mess this up. That's not above 4. All right. So we're going to go here. Let's take the, save this. Now I have a bunch more. I have strings also. All right, now what I'm going to do here, it's coming in through here. Now it's going through this volume here, going into Neutron. Now I'm going to have Neutron take a look at it and analyze it and make all kinds of decisions about EQs. And what it does is it looks at it and says, oh, that's brass. I'm going to set and make this brass so it sounds... And so it creates all of these different sets. It says, oh, the brass should really shine a little bit in around here. And then it compresses it. Again, it's okay to compress things twice. And then the exciter, it adds a little bit of harmonic distortion to it. It does all these things. This sculptor, it gives it some more harmonic, some EQing. And so this is what Neutron did. It's kind of a little bit the kind of honky kind of sound. It's got like a boxy sound. And what this Neutron did, it made it more transparent and brought out some of the highs in it. So all right, so all right, so now I could go and do the same with the strings. I have to do the same with this bass here. Let's see. Now the bass is done. Now you can see I have the same setup with the bass with the attack and release. And it's going up to 4, almost peaking at 4 at the highest. It's coming in out of this. When it comes in, it's got to be green. When it comes out, it's got to be green coming in. So that's what's called unity gain, okay? Is when it comes in and goes out in unity gain, okay? Now, and so it's got to come in and peak at green, come out of here and peak at green here. Come in, so when it comes out and it peaks in green here, as long as you don't boost this too much, like, and put a big boost in it like this, it's going to come out of here, because all we're doing is cutting a little bit of the low frequency, which actually is most of the power is down here. So in the bass. And this is what I told you also. This is where you cut your bass. Your bass, oh, we'll turn that off. This is how you always take this cut for your bass. Always. Just boom. Just bring that in. This is your high pass. And high pass and low pass are kind of hard to get used to. You just have to think every time somebody says the word what it means. But it's cutting out the low and allowing the highs here to pass through. See, it's because it cuts out the low. So it's a low cut, okay? And this is a high pass where it's allowing the highs to pass through, okay? But it's cutting out the lows, okay? Now, and the same thing we're going to do, I have to put all these effects in for the piano, the cello, and I have to set all of these up for each one. The cello, let's see, the Addictive Drums. This hasn't even been set for the drums yet. So it doesn't have the Neutron 3 in it. It doesn't have the drums. I did put the low pass on the drums. Now you see the drums, they don't go all the way down. In fact, this could possibly even come up just a tiny bit more. This is where the bass goes. That's where the drums go. And this is where the vocals and all the other instruments go in and around here. Okay, so the drums come in about here. Okay, so, and you kind of have to listen. You don't just say, oh, well, you could basically just set, because you know it's going to be in around there. Listen to it and get and you know it's going to be in around here somewhere, but it could be like maybe here, or it could be maybe here. You see? Where it sounds right in the song, where you hear the bass drum and it's got just the right boom, so it's not stepping on the bass, okay? But the bass is allowed to go underneath it, but it's also not so thin that it just doesn't have any warmth. You want the bass drum to have enough warmth, but not to be stepping on the bass. So I'm just going to kind of guess at that, because I have to come in and do a final check through all of these to make sure. See the snare, that's the bass. This is the bass drum here. Let's see. Yeah, that's the bass drum. Okay, this is bass drum, BD. Okay. Now, as you can see, this is got to have a little bit more of the transient. Now, if you don't get this, if you don't set this output right so that it's coming in and it's coming out, but it's a little bit yellow here, or it's a little bit less green than that is, okay, then you're going to mess up your transient, okay, because your transient's either going to be too quiet or it's going to be too loud, okay, and you're going to mess up your transparency of your sound, okay. So you want this attack to come through. And the only way that's going to come through is if you make sure that when it comes in and comes out of the compressor, that these two lights are blinking the exact same amount. Okay? So that's the only way you're going to... so then you have that unity gain, but also you have the attack of the transient peaking up above the body of the sound, okay? So, all right, now I'm going to go back here and finish this line that I just put in here.
I never knew.
All right, that's what I sung. Now I'm going to come in here. Okay, this has got to be a little bit louder. All right, now let's go into here and put this one on and this one on. But this one's going to be on gray so we can see what we got. Let's zoom in on this now, over here and over here. All right. All right, now we're going to get them all in their spots. Oops, that's the wrong one. This one, pitch. Okay, this has got to go here. Okay. All right, so let's turn on all three of these so we can hear them. We're going to turn off the solo for now. And then we want the main vocal. We want this vocal, and we want the dub left and dub right. Okay, now I'm going to go here. Go back into this tool and shift and bring that down. Save. Save this, okay, with the changes. Now I can get rid of this, I believe. Yeah, I can get rid of this extra take. Lane. Now, now we're going to go back
Into bliss. I never knew love like I know now.
Mic went through there or not, but okay. I have to.
I never knew.
Okay, now this, we're coming back. All right, edit. I don't want to drag move that. Now, these. Now we have to align these right. You can see that these are not here properly. This one is not in the center there. This has got to be here, probably. This has got to be here. We need them to end at the right place. This one's got to be cut. Okay, this has got to come in like that. This has got to come in like that.
I never knew.
Now I'm going to go here. This is a lot of work, people. It is.
I never knew love like I know now.
All right, so we've got to finish these off. Save this again. Now you can see that these are way ahead of where they're supposed to be.
I never love like I know now.
Now something doesn't sound right at all in that.
Love like I know now. Love like I know now. Love like I know now.
Now this doesn't look right.
Love like I know now. Love like I know now.
Oh, I have another piece missing.
Love like I know now.
Don't. That's what I did. Is I deleted spaces without. I deleted. All right, I'm gonna leave that for now.
Love like I know now.
See, this is missing the. It's the other part. The end of the now. There's no way to get that back. I deleted it. I deleted breaths and spaces in between, and didn't realize that it didn't put an end, so it chopped that off. So don't do that, okay?
You fill my heart. You fill my heart. You fill my heart.
All right, now let's.
You fill my heart.
All right, this is too high. Edit, undo.
You fill my heart.
Okay, another one. All right, we're going to bring this up. Sometimes if you bring it back and just line it up, then you can grab them both and bring them ahead. That threw this off now, so now I'm going to have to splay them. Now this one doesn't have, yeah it does, okay, but it doesn't have one. These don't have them here. Little breaks. Only the dimension, only the Melodyne Studio
With the love that you
has, Melodyne Editor also has it, where you can split notes. I'm not sure if they've added it. I don't think Essential does. I know, I used Essential for a long time, and then I finally got Editor, and then I finally got the, it was a long road to getting Studio, Melodyne Studio. Was $800 for Melodyne Studio. So yeah, this stuff costs me an arm and a leg, and my music, it hasn't really paid for itself, but you know what? I don't care. It's not about the money, it's about the principle of making good music and making something for the world that you believe in. And that's what you do.
with the love that
I excuse me.
with the love that you allow.
Okay.
With the love that you allow.
Now you can see these curves. Yeah, they're about right.
With the love that you allow. With the love that you allow.
Okay. Bring these in just a little bit so they're not.
With the love that you allow.
Okay. This looks like it works.
With the love that you. With the love that you allow.
All right, there it is. Now, so yeah. Okay, this has got to go up here. It's got to go up. I'm not sure how far I have to bring these up.
Because of you.
Now this has got to be here. Now I can see that this has got to be here.
Because of you.
Now this has got to come here. The sun shines every day. Alright, this has got to come way in.
Because of you.
Now we're going to lay them over top. Make sure that they're all on the right. Now this has got to be.
Because of you. Because of you.
Alright, now we're almost done with this part. Now I may replay that guitar part that I don't really like a lot. Don't like it at all. Now I think there's pieces. Oh, okay. There's a piece down here. Or maybe up here. No, okay, so this has got to come.
The sun shines every.
This is a mess.
The sun shines every day.
Now we have some kind of pitch thing here wrong.
The sun shines every.
Alright. Something's wrong here.
The sun shines every.
Now let's take a look at this and see where these peaks are here. So these pieces here, gotta move out like this.
The sun shines. The sun shines every. The sun shines every.
Oops.
The sun shines every day because of. The sun shines every day because. The sun shines every day.
Okay. Okay, let's cut that out. Let's cut this little piece out.